I'm Russ. I'm from SteppingStones, and I'm going to be interviewing Jackie. Jackie, can you briefly describe your life before your brain injury?
Right before my brain injury, I was going to college in Massachusetts at Massasoit Community College. I went there for a year and a half, and my mom was in the hospital. She was dying of cancer.
That's too bad.
And I did really well in school, which I never did before that. And then I had I lost my mom in 1976. And then 2 years later, I had my accident.
So how's your social life been since then? Or before your accident?
I had a boyfriend before. In fact, he was the cause of my accident.
Okay. How did you feel about all these things happening?
But see, I didn't know when I first woke up from my accident. I didn't know that he did what he did to me.
Okay.
And because after I was in a coma for 4 months.
How do you feel about that?
Well, he lives far away in another state now anyway. It feels bad because he did 3 years in jail and I do life in my wheelchair.
Yeah, that's tough.
So to me it feels like there was no justice.
So it's kind of emotional feelings for you.
Yeah, there's emotional feelings that there's like there's no justice.
Can you just describe your injury?
He got a shotgun and he put a shotgun to my head and pulled the trigger.
When did that happen?
It happened in February 3rd, 1978.
What was the extent of your rehab?
I was in the original hospital that I went to when it happened. I was there for, like I said, I was in a coma for 4 months. And I was there for almost a year. And then I went to rehab, and I was in rehab for 3 years.
What kind of rehabs did you go to?
I went to New England Sinai Rehab in Stoughton, Massachusetts. And I was there for 3 years. But off and on I had to leave because I had to have surgeries. I had to go to different hospitals because I didn't do any surgeries there or anything. And I had a lot of surgeries after that.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what your life was like before and what you were able to do before?
I could do anything before. And it was funny because right before this happened, I had called my girlfriend. I told her to remember, because she had a little girl, and told her just to remember, if something happens to me, just remember that I love you and I love your daughter. So I kind of knew something was going to happen. I kind of had the feelings.
Between you and your boyfriend?
I kind of knew something was going to happen. And I just knew. It was like a, what's that word? When you feel something inside and...
Premonition.
That's not the word I was looking for, but that word will work.
Yes, similar.
So he was found guilty of doing it. He was
well, I couldn't go to. They wanted me to go to court and testify against him, but I couldn't remember, so I couldn't go. They had a detective come in and talk to me in the hospital and ask me what did I remember, and did I want to go to court and testify against him, and I didn't remember anything, so I couldn't go. And
That's tough.
I remember. This is what I remember. I remember getting mad at him and getting up and grabbing my pillows off the bed and going to sleep on the kitchen floor. And that's all I remember. And the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital. And not remembering. But I have a good memory. I can remember. I don't have a brain injury memory because I remember things. I remember almost anything.
How's your life been affected since your injury?
Well, I don't let my injury stop me. I do what I want to do. I went to school. I worked, and I want to work now. and I just go. I never stay home.
That's good.
And right now I'm trying to get my license back because my license never got taken away, but it expired all that time ago, and I'm trying to find out what I have to do to get it back. And in fact, I called yesterday and they never called me back, but I want to start driving again.
That's good.
And my boyfriend now is trying to get money so we can get a new car.
How's your family life been affected since your injury?
I don't have any family.
No family?
Well, actually, I've adopted my boyfriend's family.
Okay. How about financially?
Well, I don't know what my life would have been like before, if this didn't happen, because I don't know what my income would be then.
Oh, okay.
But I know my income now stinks. That's why I want to get a job.
That's understandable. How about your belief system or your religion or what you believe in?
Well, I have more beliefs now.
Do you?
I do. I really believe in God, and I go to church almost every Sunday.
Do you think that's affected having the injury that you had? That affects you to be closer to God? Or?
Yeah. And then when I moved to New Hampshire, I found a church, and that's where I met my boyfriend at church. And we've been together 10 years.
Sounds good. You have a good one. Good boyfriend.
Yeah, well, for a while he wasn't going to church, and now in the past 4 months he's been going to church with me.
That's good. How have your emotions been since your injury?
I think I was more emotional before.
How so?
Well, actually, like, my emotions, I get very emotional now. Like, we'll be singing in church and I'll, like, feel like I'm crying. I just feel like crying sometimes, and for no reason. I just feel tears coming in my eyes.
What do you think about when you cry, or why you cry, or what are you thinking about when you do cry?
God wants me to cry because, like, we'll be singing in church and I'll just start crying, and I don't know why.
Is that a good thing for you?
I guess so, like cleansing. I feel like a cleansing feeling coming over me.
I think it's like just making you happy and makes you see the joy that there is in life.
I see a lot of joy in God.
Yeah. That's why we're here. What's the biggest change?
But there's a lot of people that don't believe in God, and that's sad.
What's the biggest change for you since your injury?
Besides my wheelchair?
Yeah.
Or including your wheelchair.
Yeah, that's a big change right there.
That's the biggest change. Right there, that's the biggest change in my life.
Can you talk a little bit more about your wheelchair and how that affected you? What it was like for you before, and then having to...
And I was walking before, and I had a really lot of friends before, and now I don't have a really lot of friends. I have a few really close friends. And, like, none of my friends that I had before are my friends anymore. They were all, like, really different, and they're really, like, far away. They're really far away space-wise, and they're really far away. Like, they would still love me because even without my wheelchair, because they used to always come and take me out when I was in the rehab and stuff. So I know they still, that my chair doesn't make a difference to them, but I'm really far away. Being in New Hampshire and then being in Massachusetts, they're really far away. And, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like that sounds pretty good to me.
But I'm really close to my boyfriend's family, his parents.
What are your biggest communication problems or challenges?
I don't have any.
None?
Finding people to talk to. Like I said, I don't have a lot of friends in New Hampshire.
Now that can be tough.
Well, I do. I have a lot of friends because I have a lot of friends at SteppingStones. But not real close.
Do you feel like people treat you differently now, and it's more difficult to make friends?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was a little fat kid, and a lot of kids didn't want to be my friend when I was a little fat kid.
Did you have trouble interacting with other people?
Not really. It's just that a lot of people don't. You know, people think if you're fat, people think you got some kind of disease or something.
No.
And if you're in a wheelchair, people think it's some kind of disease.
So does that make you?
I guess so. I guess it was the same when I was before my accident as it is now.
Is it stressful?
No, I don't. Not to me, I don't think, because
So
I don't let it bother me.
That's good. That's good.
I just let it,
So you're pretty happy.
Yeah,
you seem to be pretty happy.
I am. I have a friend. She tells me all the time that I'm not, I'm not handicapped like most people. I mean, I go everywhere. I don't stay home. And people always tell me, well, I see you in Portsmouth. I see you all over the place.
Well, I have to tell her is I'm not handicapped. I'm handicapable.
Yeah, wait till I start driving. I'll really never be home.
I think that's a good way to put it. All right. How has SteppingStones made an impact on your life?
It's really been great because I've been coming from the beginning. I didn't think it would be this good. When they first talked about it starting, I didn't think it would be this good.
I've seen a big change in you since you since I first met you. You've really learned so much, and you've come so far, and I think
I try to shut my mouth too sometimes. That's hard.
Yeah, that's very hard, especially for some people I've noticed. But so when I first came home from my injury, you could tell me a name.
When I first had my injury, I used to write like my letters were like 6 inches big. Now I can write tiny, teeny, legible.
Sounds good. What does being brain injured mean to you?
Well, I don't feel brain injured.
But being brain injured, what does that mean to you? Does that make any
Like I said, I
difference?
don't feel like I'm brain injured.
You don't. So you just go through life just like anyone else.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. Do you have a lot of things that you do at your house to keep you busy?
Yeah, that's why I go out a lot, because I don't want to sit home and watch TV all the time.
So who do you go out with? Do you have friends?
I go out a lot by myself, but like before Halloween, I went to iParty and I picked up some things for my costume and I lost them.
Is there anything else that you want to add, Jackie, that you've been thinking about or talking about?
I don't know.
maybe?
The two most important things in my life right now is I want to drive and I want to get a job. And I want to go to school. So that's three most important things in my life right now.
Those are three big goals to look
Three
forward to.
big good goals.
Yeah. But you got to take one at a time. You can't do them all at once because it gets too much.
The one I've been working on the longest is the going back to school one.
That's a good one. That's a good goal.
Actually, I've been working on the getting a job one. I haven't worked since '99. I used to work up here at Walmart in '99.
Are those goals different than when you first had your injury?
When I first had my injury, I didn't know if I was going to live to see tomorrow. That's what they told my family. I wasn't going to live to see tomorrow. And here I am 27 years later.
Unbelievable.
Guess that doctor didn't know, huh? He didn't know how stubborn I was.
God was watching out for you. That's
right.
the most important thing.
Because he loved me.
Yeah. Thank you.